Hello. Now then, welcome back. This is episode 40 of our Emberpelts playthrough on the hiding from the Rainstorm map. And we are in the middle of a bad tide, but you can't tell, and that is good. I mean, other than this dead bit here, but we don't talk about that. What today's episode is going to be about is going to be finishing this area off here. Let's get the beavers running around. We may as well while we're chatting. So we started ripping this out. We do need to create some sort of diversion system here, which is going to be a case of just running a channel this way, I think. Probably some sluices. Not sure what else. We are going to flood this, and we are going to dam this, and this will be our area to take all the water out of. I am half tempted to expand this area out ever so slightly, but just to give us a bit more room up here for stuff. What that stuff is, I don't really know. But I think it's going to be expensive because we have to spend a lot of metal on it, but I think it'll be worth it in the end just to straighten out this edge just along here. Not going to build all over it, I don't think. Whether that be with wood or be with metal overhangs or whatnots, I guess TBC. Last time, though, we did send them down here. These guys have got some reach for things, but we are kind of stuck on this side until we can get them down into this bit, which, actually looking at this in the night, is now actually doable. I didn't see this gap here, so that'll work for this area at least. Anyway, this is within reach. Ah yes, because I can go from there. These guys should be able to deal with that. It is marked, so let's them back on it. Don't know if that means that's going to be reachable, but probably not. From anyone, really. Let's see. Is there a way back here? Up onto this level. I think they can cut through here. Apologies for the dodgy angle. Yeah, I think they can, so also get more stairs probably here. We're just going to have to shift these things around. You guys bored, you say? Well, I guess we're going to have to shift them around now. Let's do that and duplicate that. Stick them there, and then that should make all of that accessible. So I'll just pause those. Those guys haven't got too much to rip out. That's okay. I don't think we have any other major construction works currently in progress. Other than ripping these trees out and replacing them with apple trees, which I need to unmark for planting because that would be very stupid. Let's just do that now while I'm here, otherwise I will forget. We have some more to plant. You are a oak, so you do need to come out still, that's fine. So, looks like they'll be battling with that. Guess there's a bit of spillage. Let's fix that one while we can. You... No, just closed. Okay, fine. We could fix that by just putting in something here. Don't actually think they could get to it. Let's see. Just if we were to put a dam in there. Apparently they can. Alright, fair enough. We could also go with that once that's built, of course, but that may take them some time. So this thing's moving and grooving down here, that's fine. These steps are now in, so I guess they got snuck in from somewhere else. And everything is mostly in range. Just wondering if adding some more of these on here will increase the range, and it does. Cool. Right, so sorted. Right, these guys are probably now bored because they have nothing to do in range, which looks to be the case. They're going to wait forever until these things are done, which will be a while. We can move them on a little bit down this hill, I think. So let's just go here. Probably just pause these, get rid, duplicate them to there. And then as ever, it's getting down here, which may continue to be a thorn in our side. Yeah, I think it is. They're going to have to go across this way, I think. Didn't particularly want to spend that much wood on it, but I guess beggars can't be choosers, so let's just simply do that. From a path point of view, let's just connect these up, just so it'll stop complaining. And, you guessed it, more lumberjack flags. We've got some bored beavers, so to be fair, we may as well just... Let's just go for it, stick them all in. Cut me the wood, and we should be all good. That wasn't supposed to rhyme, but it did. Anywho, right, let's just take a quick look at our other bits and pieces. So we're not pumping out any water because it is now full, but again, that's going to be fixed by this here. Let's just take a look at our construction queue down here. This is probably now out of reach. So if you joined us on the last episode, this is our bad water diversion system. So these bumps are all water sources, and they are all now capped, but they have to go off the map somehow because other efforts to fix this were not successful, like even slightly successful. So basically I sank a hole into the ground, and we're going to make it a problem to zoom it off this way. Are we out of explosives? I guess we are. Let's take a look-see here. And because we are out of bad water. Okay. Where were we pumping bad water? Ah, yes, there is this thing here. I would like a couple more in there, actually. Steal them from wherever you've got them. That's my bad. No, we can get rid of that now. And that's still full. Get rid of that. That's still full. Of course, it's bedtime for the beavers, so they're not going to be doing that anytime soon. So, this side is pretty much mostly done, which I think was the longest run of all of them. Once that's in, not that it matters, but it gives us time to rip it all out. They just have this left to run. We will rip out all of the resources because they'll be good for us. This area should now be clean, which it is. You should rip through that quite nicely. I'm half tempted to rip out the metal. The scrap isn't that great because we're not putting too many beavers down into the mines either. What do you need to be extract? Extract is fine. I think what's going to be good for us is to fix this area somewhat slightly by putting in this for extracts, obtain. Bricks are a bit far away, but they'll be fine, and we'll just flip this to fancy mode. Let's get the good stuff in. Problem with this is it would mean they have to get wet. These guys can't get wet because they're fire beavers. They like fire, not the water. So I guess we'll leave it be. We could probably make the life easy by getting the haulers to whip that out, but never mind. Hopefully things are grooving now with explosives. Are you? Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't look behind the curtain. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. It'll sort itself out. It always does. He says saying don't get the beavers wet, but hey, here they are wet. But see, it's fine now. Everything's okay. That doesn't want to play ball either, but never mind. Oh well. We'll just close the thing. To be fair, we probably need more outlets up here for it. It's still on the main path? No, it's not. None of it's really easy to get to anymore, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. Alright. Explosives, how are we doing down here? Where is the tunnel? Good, they are done. So, let's demolish these. And let's get all of this picked up. And they are getting the way down here, so that's fine. It's just that's definitely all reachable at this point. Cool beans. All right, this is somewhat settled. Can we squeeze them across this way? Probably. Yeah, looks like we can. So let's just... bit of a waste of stuff, but we're just ripping a load of planks out anyway, so I don't think it matters. Cool. So with that done, we will leave them to the night. You guys are done. Often do anything else. Those guys can reach pretty much all of that, so let's just, I don't know, tuck a little couple there. Path me that up. And then that should... Everything on that level, everything on that level. And then this side should be a case of a couple of stairs and we're good. We're going to need some paths, aren't we? Yes, we are. So let's just do that. Yet more. These are out. That's the need for them to exist. This is, I think, solely waiting on these two. Can't look to get to anything else up here, so let's say goodbye to those. Yeah, you're not waiting on those trees, mate. Off you pop. So let's just take a look-see and down here. So I think the easiest thing we can do here is going to be just a case of running this along here, I think. So keep a two wide channel. We could put this with dirt, but we're not going to. Something along those lines. So those are redundant. They should be able to get picked up still. I would like to blast this guy out, and we'll sluicify this. Also like to blast, well, we need to blast all of this out, to be fair, so let's just do that now. That is reachable, that's good. Then we'll just cover it, because why not? We could put something up here. I don't quite know what, but we could put something here. We have the stuff for it, so it's not like it's too much of a big issue for us. Let's just rip that out. We don't need it anymore. Goodbye. Everything down here, yes, reachable. These are built now, so everything here is reachable. And for there, you can get right to the end. Cool. So this should get ripped out fairly soon. Can't lay anything in yet until this edge is done. That shouldn't be too long. You are going to close above contamination of 1%. I'm going to slightly bump up these priorities on here. You're going to have to go around. Right, let's kablamo that, so that frees this area up quite nicely. Don't think we need to worry too much about covering these with impermeable floors. We could do if we want to, but I think we'll just ignore that it's a problem. Too far, you say? Pretty sure you can go that way, but never mind. So come the night time, if we're still over here, we just need to blow this bit up. They should be able to reach everything. Alright, let's just go check how they're getting on underneath here, wherever it is. Cleared most of it, and I think we're full on everything, so no storage space. That is a bit naff, but did we change big planks? We did. think we can get away with doing that. Let's just get that built quickly, then they can pick everything up. That's done. Let's kablamo that. These two are the most important things to do today. Thank you very much. These, obviously we turn that off. And that. You're going to close below contamination of 1%. And that should do us. We could have put them down this end, to be fair. Then we could have had a bit of greenery down here. That's maybe not a bad idea, actually. Does it reach up? It kind of does. Well, there's no space for it, so... We'll leave it to auto for now. That'll be fine. They should all be going this way. Not quite at the edge. We can start laying stuff in though, so let's begin on that. So we're just going to go with this high. I don't want to risk flooding anything else. And yeah, I guess we'll just... We'll just put some dams on it. Yeah, it'll be fine. Probably way outside the build zone, which, yeah, it will be, because they can't get to it, although they should be able to get to it with this. Now there is no excuse. Do we wait for these? I think the answer to that is absolutely not. So, goodbye. I don't think there's any other small baby trees that are going to spring up on us. Okay, 2. Everything else is dead, so... I think as long as everything's cut down in a timely-ish manner, we shouldn't have any more of them cropping up. Can't really do much with that. They could work around, actually. So... build what you can, I suppose, with what you've got. Awesome. So this area is now clear. Let's demolish all of this jazz, as it is not required. And let's get that emptied. That also, and that. Delete, gone, and just need some logs. There's quite a bit of jazz there, but they should be able to get it ripped out. We need to use some more logs, which we will do shortly. Oh yeah, may as well empty that. Beans, that's the end of the planks. And the end of the logs. Not sure they can reach that. They might be able to. Oh yeah, they can just hang off the side. That's okay. Have they put this in? They have. Good. Right. So on here, we are just going to, again, rip out. How many do we put in? 1, 2, 5. Something like that. It's going to upset the water just a teeny tiny bit, but with a sluice, like so. We should be able to copy the settings to all of those. Apparently you don't want to copy the settings. Fair enough. Ah, I see. You are probably not the one to build then. That one shouldn't be a problem though. Let's just wang that in there. Job done. Should then match that, and these shouldn't take too long to get installed. I will say it's quite high priority to stop losing. Well, it's not really a great loss. We've got tons of the stuff. We will have. We do need another tank though. We do need to get that installed somewhere. I don't know if it's going to fit down here because of underneath all of this. Right, we'll go there though. So the juices can technically sustain us as good as they could be. But if we chuck this guy, yeah, because it's underground. Put that in there. And for the sake of connecting this all back up, should make things a tiny bit easier for him. Now we're getting over here. So they built a bit. Okay, they've gone over the edge for that one. That's fine. You... I've got nothing to do, so get rid of those. Everything is still matched. That's fantastic. And are we full on wood? Is that why? Yes, okay. Another place to put wood then, I think. So let's just put it somewhere that's not too out the way. You can never have too much, I suppose. Let's just double check this. Get rid of all of this because we do not want to miss out, and we just need the trees, so let's just stick them where we can get them. Like so. And then they'll get replanted as apples. Is everything down here clear? It is. So again, we're going to lose a bit of water doing this, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Not sure where that's gone, but it'll be fine. Turn that off. Close. Below contamination of 1%. They should be able to get that done pretty quickly. Hopefully this will stop the surging. It probably won't, but we'll find out. Looks like they've finally ripped a tree out, so let's do that. This is all now in place, so this should be gonna be, well, we'll see if it surges and floods, I guess, but it shouldn't do. It's only one source after all, so it shouldn't be too bad. Why are you set to empty? You shouldn't be empty. Odd, but okay, fine. We can delete those jobs, they're not needed. Looks like we can finally build this again, so yoink those into position. They're buildable from down here, so that's perfect. So, 0.4 days. They should be able to have this done, which it looks like it is. And over here, they should also be done, wherever that hole is. It's here. Let's just zoom down. And it is. So let's demolish all of these. Probably should have gone the other way, but never mind. That should fix that problem. Alright, so there's our bad tide. We got 5 days, that's okay. That's now spitting that out there, which is okay. There is no bad goo anywhere else. That's very full. That's perfect. Good, good, good. I think we're kind of golden on that front. This diversion's working. This diversion is also working. Oh, good. We also don't need to cap that because that is not that full. Awesome. All right. So with that done, we're kind of scuppered from building the rest of this, but that's nothing that can't be resolved. With our good friend the stairs. Let's just do that, that, and that. And these guys shouldn't have too much left to do. Could probably do a bit of cleanup while we're down here. Think any of... no, they're probably going to need that to get to all of this, actually. Yeah, they will do. Alright, that's fine. We'll leave it alone. That shouldn't take them too much longer to rip that out. Cool. Alright. Let's then jump down again to this level. What's left? Almost full on those again anyway, so thankfully this is probably the pretty much last of the major plankage we've got to rip out. So delete this. And delete that. And get all this picked up. Thank you very much. You can also probably say goodbye to all of these Let's just empty this, get rid. And it'll just be a case of dumping these 2 blocks here, which I think we could probably do safely now, to be fair. Tiny surge, but nothing too extreme. I should still be able to pick all of that up. And goodbye. And that one. And that one. And if we just copy and paste this one, they should go in without too much fuss, in theory. Do we only have 30? We do. That's terrible. That is actually terrible. Okay, storage needs to be put for somewhere else. I think I deleted it actually, which is probably why that's a problem. Don't know if there's an easy place to put anything else down here. Probably not. Paths are kind of all in the way. Well, that's fine now at this point. Don't think we need to worry too much about that. It's not particularly great. If we were to say... I think if we were to just rip out this... Just rip these out. Yeah, that's terrible. Let's just put in this. And you could be for explosives. And that fixes that problem. It'll floods, they all do. They always do. That's no biggie. And this guy can do a bit more. I thought we had more storage, but I guess I deleted it. Probably did at some point. Cool, they're in, so we are pretty much sorted. Bad tide diversion stuff is complete. Now we're getting on down here. Got the last few blocks on this side. And there's always one bit left in there. Come on, chop chop. Thank you very much. Right, good. So with that in place, we now have this pretty much dammed up. You can go away, and you, and you, and you, and you. We cleared everything else up down here. I believe so. Looks like the bad tide's on its way out because I can see it pulling back, so that's fine. Probably worth saying. Get rid of those. I don't believe there is anything else down here left to do. These are all in reach. That's good. They can get to those berries, I believe. Good and goodbye to that. The dam should be in. Hopefully 3 blocks is enough. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but we'll find out shortly. Delete all of this and this, and do this one at a time. They're gonna get wet, but they'll be fine. Looks like it's still surging on the other side anyway with 44 wet beavers, but not much we can do. Do we need all of this? We do not. Get rid. And all of this. Make sure we don't delete the dam we just built. That'd be stupid. And that should be the end of that. Now, if we were to build over top of this, we could get a lot of this water picked up. It is 4 deep. How deep do these go? 4. Beautiful. Alright, worked out nicely for us. So I think what's going to be best here is if we were to I need to do a bit of blasting here, I think. So let's just pause the game a second. If we make that this our edge and we get big overhangs, we are going to need a way to do this. This will be very expensive, but I think this will give us a decent amount of storage. And then for that, yes, it's expensive, but if we just got this in the way, we should be able to then just rip these out. Something like that, and everything then should be the right depth. And we just fill this in. Along these lines. Is it expensive? Yes. Should you be there? No. But this will, I think, be more beneficial to us because we'll be able to get over here nicely. Let's swing you around here. It's probably worth saying this should probably need an actual stop putting on it, but we can move our water up here. Power would be nice, but then we can automate the water pumping, but that's going to need an engine of some variety, which they take 75. Might not need a massive engine, but right, let's unpause. I think I'm happy with building that nonsense. Would be nice if they didn't actually go down in the drink for that, but whatever. They'll do what they want. They always do. Leave them to it. Don't argue. So water is finally nearly at the top of this here dam. That's okay. This is stabilized. That's fine. They're going to get wet fur because they're going down into the drink, which is understandable because they won't do what they're told. Let's fix this area up. Oops. Wrong button. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Path also doesn't need to be marked for cutscene, as does none of this. So let's fix that. Overzealous marking, never mind. I'd very much like you two to disappear though. This doesn't need to be done, makes no difference, but I'll do it anyway. Since I'm down here. There we go. Right, so that should allow us to plant more of these, which we'll just do a swift copy and paste job like that. And the apples should be on their way up. It's nice looking numbers, that's for sure. I really should demolish this, but they're going to come down here now that I've started, so I'm just going to leave it. Ignore it. Everything will be fine. Storage space for metal blocks, you say? Okay. That is true. I do not have the storage space for that. I guess we'll just have to make do down here. It's a bit of a distance for them to go, though. Let's say that can live there. We're going to need some stairs up anyway, so... let's do that. Let's delete that a second. Put one more in if we so desire, which we will do, I'm sure, at some point, but let's put that in there. We will empty this guy for metal. You can be for planks. Do that with a higher priority along with this guy. That would be fantastic. I am really tempted to do this just for a short second. I'm hoping this works. It probably won't, but demolish, high priority. I mean, it really isn't too far from there, is it? Because it's literally just there. Right, do that. You can go away. As can you. What are you doing? Right. Can I make these even lower priority? Then don't do it. Does this work? Oh god, it does. Alright. Although I would give my horse, my kingdom for a horse, for being able to drag and drop this setting, but never mind. The fact that I'm having to do this is insane, but never mind. Thank you, beavers, for being mega lame and not doing what I've asked. Please leave. Thank you. Please demolish. Thank you. Awesome. Good. Right. Oh boy. We didn't get anyone stuck, and that is its own victory, I suppose. If there is an easy way to do this, please let me know, because this, I mean, I don't intend on doing it again, but, you know, it would have been nice to drag and drop. Done, finally. It's over. Anyway, so, water. We need the water. I think automated is probably the way forward. I think, anyway. Well, that was beautifully timed. Sheer fluke, I will grant you, but you know, take the win where you can. I don't think we can squeeze that in without causing umbrage to this corner. Just these, because we do need to lay the dynamite in first. We don't need that bit, but never mind. And may as well, I guess. And then we'll lay an engine in here somewhere in this corner. That's fine. Unlimited power. Do we go big, or do we just... Could go big, or just say, you know what? I think we just say, you know what? Leave it alone. Although I am now thinking about flipping them all because of the way I've just done that. No, we won't flip them. Just leave it be. We'll just flip this one. We'll just do it that way. And then we can get the big engine. That doesn't really help us, does it? That would, but it would mean this is now broken. Okay, let's just do that. Big engine shown here. And that should fix that problem. And storage for the fuel needs to be up here too, so I don't think we need a massive tank for this. But if we put it straight here, should be perfect. So you can be for the fuel as an octane. And then this will get filled in at some point whenever they can get to it. That's that in the loop, that's that in the loop. And we've got tons of space here for storage and stuff. And that does mean we can probably stop worrying too much about this area, so that should give us a chance to get these out of here. So I think we'll pause these. It's done. Blocks can now go in there. That should hopefully mean that this can get picked up, which it has done anyway, so that's fine, probably because it got used. I don't actually believe they can do those, but never mind. Kaboom those, and kaboom those. And that puts everything down that level on the level, which is good. I already did that, it's fine. Yeah, we could probably just reset all of this. As it didn't work to slow them down. Whoops. Actually, issue error. Ah, that needs to be finished. Do that. Thanks very much. Okay, beavers have sort of evened out, that's fine. Probably going to bring everything onto the sun up here. These can be unpaused. Do believe they'll be able to reach through the metal and plant the dynamite underneath. That's the hope anyway. Looks like they can. And I think we also would benefit from having one giant tank wherever we can get the thing, which is probably here. Yeah, I think it is. So let's just even this out. Just a teeny tiny bit. Delete me this. Make it go away. Super fast, thanks very much. Lay that dynamite, thanks very much. You can also be bumped up. Awesome, thank you. And where were we? Giant tank. You are going to be for water as a supply. You don't need to be paused, nor you. Boom that though. I mean, it shouldn't be. You should be able to get to that. Why can't you get to that? Why can't you get to that? Exactly. Ah. Mines. Never mind. Mystery solved. Carry on. Full speed. Thank you very much. Right, so this thing is vastly underutilized, but it'll be fine. It'll be enough to power all of this and then some. So there's chance for more industry down here. We could look to move some stuff up there. We have 10 board beavers, so I think that means that's full. Yes, that's full. I think then let's start the scrap shaking out that ground just a little bit quicker. And I guess bust that up to full, I suppose. Alright, I think we're in a good spot. Let's just see if there's any more up here that we can get rid of. Looks like we can. I'll probably just get planted with crops, to be honest, rather than extra trees. Duplicate me those, and the old corn. Squeeze that in there. And get me these apples. They should. That's the drought approaching. Right, perfect timing. Okay. I don't think we need to read too much about that anymore. Okay, so I think we will call it around here for this episode, I think. Let's just tidy all this up. It's from memories past when there was loads of stuff to rip out. Just say you don't need to worry about plan on doing anything on here either, because it doesn't exist anymore. But I think, as I was saying, that will do us for this episode. We've got this laid in now, so this is going to be pretty much our entire hopes and dreams for water going forward. Whether it's enough for getting us all the way through a drought, I do doubt it. However, I don't think we need to worry too much about it, because there's going to be enough in here to keep the tanks topped up anyway. So with that said, though, we can safely unpause that, and I think they can reach that one. Just get them to do it because it's there. We could get underneath here, tunnel it out, you know, get some more stuff in here, which we might do, actually. We could also go down another level if we wanted to, which again we might do, but we'd have to dry it out for that, which is a bit of a faff at this point. Especially seeing as, well, I mean, to be fair, we could turn it off. So it actually is within our gift to deal with that. So let me know if you want to see this go all the way down. I don't think there's anything under here of interest. No. So that'll be okay. So I think for next time we're going to move into getting these bits done. We need to figure out exactly what we need for getting these done, and that should bring these into service for these guys. We will then look at fixing that and work on the other bits and pieces we've got to do for getting the fun up, and apparently we have no clocks, so we can't tell the time anyway, so that's not too much of an issue. And obviously weather vanes are important to know if it's going to be raining or not. They could just look up here and it'd tell us, but never mind. Either way, more tributes to ingenuity would need to be built and wonders of fire. And I think we're not too far away from saying we've conquered this. I do want to get into bots, and I have a nice little bot cave down here for them to live in. So let me know if you'd like to see bots moved in down here. And we can give them all of the fun jobs such as mining and whatever it is that they do in here to pull it out of the ground and all of the other good stuff. We also can start to move what's left of the presses and whatnot up and out of here. And I think this may be a good place to put things like the grills and whatnot and just have it shipped out of here. Put in a tubeway that goes just straight down to here. Blast a lot of this out, even it off a bit. Let me know if you think that's a good idea or not. Anyway, that's enough of me yammering on. I will say thank you very much. If you have any comments, please do let me know and put them down, and I will give them a read as always. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.